Hey you, welcome and welcome back to Booking with Starr. I am your host, Starr, of course. Oh my God, I missed y'all so much. I was thinking about how I believe that everybody should read. I feel like everybody has a reader deep inside of them somewhere and they just have not found the right book to bring it out of them. I would tell any and everybody to sit down and read a book. So I decided to make a video for all of my readers who don't know they're readers yet, or my readers who want to get into reading but feel like they don't know exactly where to start. So I'm going to give y'all some of my recommendations that I think could start your reading journey. Oh, you know what I just thought about is that I don't have many romance books here. I don't know if you want to read something romantic and gushy mushy. I don't know if I'm the girl for you, but I figured that we would start with a thriller. I feel like everybody loves a good thrill. Everybody loves a good plot twist. You know, we love crime shows. I feel like mostly everybody anyway. So we're gonna start with some thrillers, right? And honestly, I feel like this is so typical. Any reader who has read Frida McFadden will tell you that these are popcorn thrillers, and I think this is a great place to start. So we have Never Lie by Frida McFadden and we have The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. She has a very big collection. I always say that her books remind me of Lifetime movies back in the day. I don't know how old you are that's watching this, but I'm 34, and back in the day, like my grandma used to watch Lifetime marathon movies on Sunday, and they used to be the craziest. That is exactly what Miss Frida writes. Most of her plot twists will have you gagging. Are these the best thrillers ever? No. As you expand your reading journey, will you find things that are way better? Absolutely. But I do think that these are a great place to start. If you don't want to go to Frida McFadden route, I also think that S.A. Cosby, especially this specific book right here, Razor Blade Tears, this is a great book to pick up as a beginner. I think it's super easy to follow. It's intriguing. The plot twist might catch you off guard. It's action-packed. It's just a great story in itself. So if you don't want to go Frida, this is a good place to start as well. Next, we're gonna go to fantasy. Okay, for my fantasy, I have two recommendations. We have Amari, the glare. I'm so sorry about the glare, y'all. Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. Now listen, I'm 34 years old. I will admit that this is a children's fantasy, but I think that it is a great place to start because one thing with fantasy, especially if you go high fantasy, baby, you are going to be confused from the beginning till about the middle of that goddamn book. Not saying that it's not a good book, but high fantasy is a whole nother different world. You don't know jack, sugar, honey, iced tea about nothing, right? So being that this is a children's fantasy book, it's not super simple to read, but it is very easy to understand. Great magic. It has creatures and monsters. It's a school setting, and I just think it's super fun and super easy to read, and it will definitely open up the door for you to want to read more fantasy. The next book is A Door in the Dark by Scott. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. This is a YA fantasy, and I think that this is a great way to start as well. In a school setting, the magic system is very good. This was the first book that I read, and they talked about like welfare magic. It was actually hilarious to me. Like they had to go stand on a welfare line so that they can get their filler up of magic. But I think it's super easy to follow. The plot is very good. It does start off a little slow, but once you get into the story, baby, it takes off. And I think this is a great place to start that can also open up your mind to want to get into more fantasy. Now, if you a girly and you want to get into some urban fiction, another two books that I think is a great place to start. First, we have A Project Chick by Nikki Turner. Honestly, you could pick up any of Nikki Turner books. All the ones I have read have been great, and I think they're all kind of beginner friendly. But this one will put you right in the hood, smack dab, exactly where you want to be, okay? The beginning starts off with pew pew fumes and shit get real from there. Next, Everybody Ain't Your Friend by Tanisha Stewart. This book is a little over 215 pages, and when I tell you it is full of drama, full of mystery. The plot twist at the end will have you like, what the fuck did I just read? Now, if you feel like you want to get into something a little bit more dark, like maybe like a dark fantasy or dark romance, I personally think a great place to start is the Vicious Lost Boys series. It is 4 books, but they are very short. I think they're only like, they're not even 200 pages, but the magic, the spice, the storyline, absolutely freaking chef's kiss. It is very smutty. It's actually very smutty. You know what? I don't know if this is a good place to start. If you feel like you want some real smut, like some nasty smut, then maybe I shouldn't have gave this book because it is a little, you jumping head in, I'm not gonna lie. But the magic and the story is very easy to follow. It's not like too much happening, and it's a short read. But that's why I said, if you feel like that's where you want to start, I do think that this is a good place to start. I absolutely ate these up. And the last genre that I'm gonna recommend, if you feel like you want to get into horror, that's where you want to start your reading journey, I have another 2 books for you. The first one is Dark and Shallow Lies by Jeannie Meyer Sane. I feel like this is a great place to start. Super easy to follow. Honestly, it could be kind of like a thriller over a horror, but I think because of certain things that happened in this book, it could be classified as like a horror. It's not super scary. You're not gonna jump into it and be like, what the fuck am I reading? But I think this is a good place to start because it's easy to follow. The plot is really good. And the next book is Pet Sematary. A lot of Stephen King fans probably would tell you this is not the best way to start, but to me it wasn't that scary. I don't know if it was because maybe I seen the movie before, so I kind of was expecting things to happen already. But I think that this is a great place to start because I don't think that it was super spooky, but it's definitely going to give you those chill vibes if that's what you really want to get into, okay? It's definitely going to do it for you. Stephen King's writing he's a very detailed writer, so recommending him to a beginner reader is a little if to me, but I do think this book isn't that hard to follow compared to some of his other work that I have read. He is going to give you mundane details about these people's lives, but if you want spooky, I think you can handle this. Okay, so those are some of my recommendations that I would give to my beginner readers who feel like they want to get their feet wet in the book world and come over to this side. I definitely think that I could do more of these. So if you enjoyed this video and you want a part 2, let me know in the comments. And you already know what I'm about to say, because if you made it this far in the video and you are not yet subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because clearly you jacking the book vibe. So make sure that you go and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you like, and you guys are more than welcome to conversate with me in the comments. Shoot, if you read some of these and you feel like it's not beginner friendly, let the girlies know down below. Like, I don't know about that one. Maybe you could try this one. I appreciate you so much, and thank you so much for watching my video. And I will see y'all in my next video. Mwah.